given under my hand this day, the 21st of August of 2017, was a Monday. Yeah. Just so you know, Brett Pooch, you're in violation of the RCW's requirements that in any event, of having knowledge information in the filing of a complaint, the court hearing had to be within 14 days. Jefferson County has committed a pretty big crime. Now, I don't know exactly when it was that you had information of the two-count criminal complaint on June 16th of 2017, but in my mind, yes, it doesn't fucking matter. You didn't arraign me within 14 days. You should have issued a notice of court hearing and arraignment for the allegation of violating the protection order. Yes. It should have been by the 17th. I could have appeared in court before then. Yes. And it should not have been used to cause me to have mental health evaluations and psychotropic medication. Now, since the prosecuting attorney's office has committed the crime, I just wondered, the Mr. Michael Hawes, yes, September 9th was arraigned on charges of cyber and violation of domestic violence no contact order. Um, uh, Prosecuting attorney, how the fuck is it that you just decided you would just keep squeezing this? An email sent by Mr. Budnick on Friday, June 16th. Did you get a copy of that email? And when was the prosecuting attorney's office asked to be involved in filing the two-count criminal complaint? Was it anywhere near June 16th of 2017? And you just thought that you kind of screw me over the whole 7 weeks, and then you finally arranged for somebody to pay for the framing of myself for crimes I didn't commit because the police department didn't want to admit that they had the evidence that I wasn't there, and I never emailed any of our co-workers. Now, the dissolution of marriage is fraudulent. You cannot wait. That's what the RCW says on mandatory reporters. Oh, you cannot say, well, we're just not going to involve law enforcement or the prosecuting attorney's office, and we're not going to arraign the individual until we decide approximately, 14 days. It would have been the 2nd. You could have signed it the day that you were in court, and would have been the 16th. Ouch. No later than the 17th. Ouch. What individuals are going to enforce the laws of the United States? Yeah. You're going to have to get out of my way because I'm going to sue you. And you're going to go to prison. Because you refused to enforce the laws for the last 7 years and 2 months. Now, when it says temporary, right, it says permanent, and then it says something else because I think it's somewhat of importance. Yeah. Let me just get that email out again. Yeah. Is there somebody that didn't understand the requirements of the law when you have citation or the individual's not arrested? You file a two-count criminal complaint. Yes. Filed August 8th of 2017. You had an arraignment on the 21st. Yes. 13 days later. Yeah. But that's not what it says. You would say that you're within the confines of the RCW. Well, Brett, it says on or before the next judicial day. It doesn't say 6 days later. Now, I've had a real problem with these counties not doing exactly what the law. Why don't you read the RCW for yourself, Brett? Can the prosecuting attorney's office be complicit in violating the requirements of the RCWs of the state of Washington? Oh, can you do that? Can you arbitrarily decide that you're going to wait 6 days later, to file a 2-count criminal complaint when you yourself would say it's cyber stalking and violating a 26.5.50? Isn't that what? Well, let's look on page 1. 26.50.060. I gave you the manual on how to fill these out. Look at it again. Information offense involving harassment and not arrested shall appear in court for arraignment in person as soon as practicable, but in no event later than 14 days after the next day on which court is in session. Court isn't following the issuance of the citation or filing of the complaint or information. Now, you would say you filed the complaint on the 8th, right? You arraigned me on the 21st, so that was within 13 days. But when did you sign it? The 2nd, you dumb fucker. Now, issuance or the filing of the complaint or information. At that appearance, the court shall determine necessity. Now, I would say that when you waited 6 days to file the complaint, you violated the arraignment of the no contact order. See, you filed this on the 8th, right? It was docketed for the 21st. Yes, it was. But you signed it on the 2nd. So why did you wait 6 days? Did you want somebody to get hurt? If you had signed it on the 8th, and you had filed it that day, yes, quite possibly you wouldn't have violated this, but considering it was 7 weeks after the event that took place, yes. Exactly when did you get a copy of that email that I allegedly sent to her?